Hey, it's Jennifer. Today I wanted to share my recipe for olive oil lemon cookies. Lemons are usually considered more of a spring and summer type item, but I love to use it all year round. So we're going to start with dry ingredients. So this is 2 cups of flour. I'm going to add a cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of baking soda, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Salt really brings out the flavor in baked items. Brings out the flavor and the sweetness. So we're gonna whisk that a little bit, make sure everything is blended together and there's no big chunks or anything like that. You don't have to go too crazy. Again, just making sure it's well blended. So we're going to put our dry ingredients to the side and we're going to mix our wet ingredients now. So we're going to mix 1/3 cup of olive oil, about a 1.5 tablespoon of lemon zest. Basically, it is the zest of a whole lemon. I also zest another lemon for later on to add to the icing on top. We're going to add lemon juice, about a tablespoon. And we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And we'll whisk those together. Make sure they're well blended and incorporated. Now we're going to add 1 egg. It's going to be 2 eggs, but we're adding 1 egg at a time. And then whisk that. Make sure the yolk is broken. It's whisked in really well. And add the second egg. Oh, and I forgot to say you have to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So whisk that again really well to incorporate it all together. And now we're going to add our dry ingredients to our wets. We're going to add a little bit at a time. While mixing. So at first it's going to feel like it's not coming together, but just keep mixing and then it'll slowly turn into a crumble. It's a really crumbly dough. It's not like a pancake dough where it's wet. Just mix, mix, mix. If you find that it's just not coming together, it's a little too dry, you can add about a tablespoon of lemon juice or water, depending on how much of a lemon flavor you like. I like a lot, so I could put in as much lemon as possible. So again, just mixing that up, scooping the bottom of the bowl, making sure there's no extra flour. And then we are going to get our pan. So because it's kind of a crumbly mixture, I like to use clean hands. I use 2 to 3 scoops. Then I put that in my hands and just kind of roll it together. Use the warmth of my hand to warm up the oil to get that dough to hold better. I just continue to do that. So yes, the cookies will spread a little bit, so definitely leave some space in between the cookies, maybe an inch and a half. This dough makes about 12 to 18 cookies. And like I said, I use 2 to 3 tablespoon scoops. So now we're going to make the glaze. This is 1 cup of icing sugar. The cookies are in the oven, sorry. They're in the oven. They're going to be cooking for about 15 to 18 minutes on 350 degrees. So with the glaze, we're going to add 1 cup of icing sugar, about a tablespoon of lemon juice, and about a tablespoon of lemon zest. Mix that all up nicely. And set aside. And I just love this glaze because it has the little flecks of lemon zest in it, and I just find that so pretty. So once the cookies come out of the oven, I like to use this rack to cool them down. If you don't have a rack, you can use parchment paper. You just want to make sure the cookies are out of that baking sheet, because then they'll dry out. The bottom could get a little crispier than what you would like. So just gently put the cookies onto the baking rack and let them cool, usually about 10 or 15 minutes. Because once you put the glaze on, you don't want the glaze to melt into the cookie. You want it to stay on top of the cookie. Then we're just gonna, I just use a spoon and I drizzle the icing over the cookies. If you want, you can cover the top of the cookie completely with the icing, with the glaze. I just like the effect of the drizzle. And again, I just love those little flecks of lemon zest. So the cookies look like they're rock hard, but they are actually really light and fluffy and soft. At first I thought I messed up when I first made them, because they just look like they're rock hard. So just continue glazing the cookies, and here is a cooled down cookie. Nice and soft, fluffy, lemony. And it has, again, I just love the little flecks of lemon zest. That is it. My olive oil lemon cookies recipe. Super easy, super quick to make. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.